Welcome to Washington in Focus. I'm Brett Davis. Joining me today is the Center Square's Eastern Washington reporter, Timothy Schumann. This week, you authored a story headlined Spokane Police Short 70 Full-Time Employees. So since 2020, the department has lost 91 commissioned officers, but when factoring in recruitment, hiring, and retention, that translates into 70 positions that are either vacant or not being used for their intended purpose. This seems bad. Can you provide some context? Are they making any headway on this? Is it getting better?
Unfortunately, the trend line looks like it's getting worse. Right now, those people vacant, open positions, injuries, family medical leave. There's a variety of reasons that officers can't fulfill their primary duty, but a vast majority of those are just positions they don't have people for right now.
Now, as I understand it, the 70 positions that are vacant, it's like 42% of them, there are 42 vacancies, 10 are on light duty. I guess there's 91 altogether. 16 are injured or on family medical leave, and 2 are on administrative duty for whatever reason. Is that typical, or are they just behind the 8 ball here? Just need more people?
I think given the size of their force, that's pretty typical, except for the 42 vacancies. Now, those 42 vacant positions, that's somewhat ameliorated by the fact that they have a class graduating from the police academy soon, and they're hoping for 21 recruits to come out of that class. But sometimes people drop, other opportunities come up, people choose not to go through with it, or they just, can't hack it.
I see. I understand there's a program called a Department of Defense Skill Bridge program. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how it will help? They're
hoping to implement this program, and the plan for it is essentially what it is it's in conjunction with the Department of Defense. And it gives anyone who is an active duty military member or recently retired military member the ability to continue their Department of Defense pay scale and benefits while volunteering for the police department. So it's almost at no cost other than the administrative overhead to the police, but it allows them a recruiting pool of people who have relevant training, such as, firearms, possibly military police, or even the spouses of military members.
Right, because they could probably more seamlessly transition into law enforcement than, just a regular civilian, I'm imagining.
Yeah, that's the hope. And, I haven't published this piece yet, but unfortunately, these shortages have also led to much, much more overtime on the department's part due to having to backfill, those empty positions right now.
I thought one of the interesting things in your story, you mentioned there were some changes made to reworking shifts and how that might benefit officers. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. One of the more interesting benefits that they talked about, because much of the discussion centered around how do they improve recruiting, not just pay, but quality of life. And their current shift schedule was set each January of every year. So what that meant is that, officers with families with obligations that centered around their children's school year would be working one set of shifts in the beginning of the year and a different set of shifts in the end of the year. So that means someone who was working, 4 10-hour shifts in the mornings could switch to overnights. And that massively disrupted people's schedules and made people unhappy and seek other jobs.
Hopefully this will do the trick and they'll get those numbers up in the coming years.
Yeah, and we'll see if they have the funding and the support to do it.
Listeners can keep up with this story and more at thecentersquare.com. For Timothy Schumann, this is Brett Davis. Please subscribe and thanks for listening.